John Tobin, the Thunderbirds maintenance officer. We're getting these F-16s ready for your air show.
I'm Major Scott Sorelli, Thunderbird 2. Hope you enjoy the show.
The Thunderbirds, flying the flag for the United States, at home and abroad.
The tactical air forces are very closed in that they don't want the enemy to know what's going on. The Thunderbirds are just the opposite. We want to show the public what's going on. We want to show our enemies the strengths that we have. Hopefully we're building confidence in those people, and not only in our equipment, but also in our moral standards as far as the integrity, the honesty, and everything else that goes along with being the team Thunderbird represents.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Hot summer's day. There's a tingle of anticipation, months of preparation, years of training, and a lifetime of dreaming are about to be condensed into an hour and 15-minute Thunderbird air demonstration. As in the past, the most visible part of the package has been the aircraft the Thunderbirds fly. Even today, the Thunderbirds are living up to their doctrine of showing the world one of America's frontline fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the flying demonstration.
The Thunderbirds fly the Lockheed F-16 Fighting Falcon. It's a great airplane to do air demonstrations with, and it's a great airplane for the Air Force for a number of reasons. It's a multi-role fighter. It has great air-to-air capability as well as air-to-ground capability. It has a fly-by-wire system, which allows for real precise handling and gives us the capability to fly the formations that we do fly. And it helps show the people the technology that the Air Force has today in its fighting force.
Hold on tight. In the next few minutes, you're going to see the Thunderbirds in a way that just isn't possible standing on the ground.
Let's run them up.
The dynamics of a Thunderbird performance don't allow for a warm-up to the flying routine. The intensity begins right at liftoff as the leader explodes off the runway into a 60-degree climb.
Now.
Rolling down the runway, the wingmen are all anticipating that pull. In order for number 4 to make a clean move to his slot position after takeoff, it's critical that number 3 maintains a good position on the leader. Even though many look at what Thunderbird pilots do as death-defying, their air demonstration is a mirror image of the everyday Air Force. Each show consists of a series of maneuvers that every Air Force fighter pilot learns in his or her initial training. The only difference is that the Thunderbirds fly them in tighter formation, closer to the ground. Doing all this at over 500 miles per hour, a couple of feet from another airplane, requires a great deal of finesse and takes anticipation and concentration.
Can I get the mirror? It's a little hard to see, Show Center. It's quite dark at Show Center. I can see that. Right turn. Now right turn. Galileo.
Approaching from your left is the arrowhead formation. Watch as the Thunderbirds arc through the sky, much like the path of an arrow. The Thunderbirds and the arrowhead roll.
Into the float. Look up and down.
The solo pilots are entering to perform opposing 4-point rolls.
8,000.
At Show Center, each pilot will complete a 360-degree roll, stopping precisely at each 90-degree point.
And 1. And 2. And 3. And 4.
formation approaching for the diamond roll. Watch the ballet-like precision as each wingman maintains perfect position on the leader. The graceful diamond roll. Look directly ahead and you will see the two solos approaching for the crossover break. And now, the breathtaking crossover break.
Even though safety is considered foremost, 2 Thunderbird pilots have lost their lives during airshow performances, and 16 others have died while flying between shows or in training.
Knock it off. Thunderbirds, knock it off. Go in. Thunderbirds, knock it off. Go in. Go in. One, knock it off. Two, knock it off. Two, knock it off. Two, knock it off. Knock it off.
Pass and review. This pass will allow you to see the tightness of the diamond formation, providing an excellent angle for photographs.
Right for Delta. That's what you want to be. What do you want to be? F-16.
Thunderbird 6 will now demonstrate the rapid roll capability of the F-16. His roll rate will exceed 300 degrees per second. Now, Thunderbird 6 with 4 maximum performance aileron rolls.
My job as a Thunderbird solo pilot is primarily to demonstrate the capabilities of the F-16. Russ and I, the lead solo, and myself get together and we try to time ourselves to be at show center opposite the diamond so that folks can see not only the pride and precision of the flyers in the diamond, but also the capabilities of the F-16 jet.
Solo, smoke on, ready now.
Both solo pilots have a healthy respect for where the ground is, and each maneuver has a built-in safety factor. These maneuvers are only executed at low altitude after the pilot has achieved total proficiency. And yes, the solos do think they have more fun.
I have a lot of favorite maneuvers, but I think my favorite maneuver from the team's perspective is the crossover break. And Russ and I are out in front of the show line and coming towards the crowd, and the crowd really gets a neat look at the capabilities of the airplane and also of our capabilities to fly it nice and close to each other.
The leader, or lead, is number 1. In keeping with the Air Force standard, The number 2 position is on the lead's left. Flying off the leader's right wing is number 3. To form the famous diamond formation, the number 4 aircraft is positioned directly behind, slightly below number 1, a position called the slot. Every Thunderbird formation is a model of structure and order, much like a classical ballet. These displays are a carefully selected group of maneuvers that are rigorously practiced beforehand and timed to the second. They're designed to showcase the professional skills of the pilots in a blend of aerobatics and advanced combat tactics. The 2 solo aircraft are numbered 5 and 6. When they join the diamond formation, they go to the sides of numbers 2 and 3 to form the larger delta formation. Each pilot has 1 position to fly and occupies only that position. The Thunderbird team leader serves as the platform for all the maneuvers performed. His style of leadership and airmanship is critical to the success of the team. For that select individual chosen to lead the Thunderbirds, it's quite a challenge.
Absolutely. That's the job that I think is really important because, as such, you're the role model for the squadron. And not only as a role model, but you also serve as the coach and the facilitator. And essentially, you are the man that's responsible for that unit. Now, I'd like to say that I'm responsible for such a talented team like the Thunderbirds, and unfortunately, I'm going to get the opportunity to do that. But really, it's a question of being able to take such a robust group of individuals, 130 people that we have, and just funnel them in all that energy and all that vivaciousness and charisma in the right direction. And that's not a challenge, that's a pleasure.
To maintain fore and aft position, the pilots use their left hand to regulate the throttle for more or less power. To control vertical placement, the right hand pushes or pulls on the stick, resulting in up and down movement. To go from side to side, movements can be made with the stick or more subtly by pushing on the left or right rudder pedal with either foot. To stay even with each other, the wingmen use the same set of reference points. They stay focused on the leader at all times and line up a point on their aircraft with a point on his.
To your right, the Thunderbirds are now in trail formation. It is a difficult maneuver to fly as any movement ripples down the formation. During the pull, the leader will call for a change into the diamond. The wingman and slot pilot will then move swiftly and smoothly to their diamond positions.
Diamond ready now. Over the top, 72180. Back into the pole. Ease and forward.
When people go to air shows, they see the 6 jets flying. There's so much more involved. We have 140 people working as one to make that show perfect.
Competition for enlisted positions on the team is very intense. Each member is initially selected on the basis of performance and personnel records, as well as recommendations by their commanders. Enlisted members begin their tour of duty with a 21-day orientation and training period. During this demanding time, they learn the squadron's operations, history, and details of the aircraft. A Thunderbird performance is a fine-tuned demonstration of Air Force fighter pilot training and represents the quality, dedication, attention to detail, and skill of more than 140 blue suiters serving in more than 20 career fields. Their pride is evident in the fact that in more than 43 years, the team has never canceled a performance due to maintenance difficulties.
Thunderbird 5 has just demonstrated tactical surprise, the ability of a small, extremely maneuverable fighter to enter a target area undetected and safely exit at high speed. Now, look to your right to see the Thunderbird Diamond with gear and flaps extended as they slow to landing speed.
In 1987, the Thunderbirds became the first U.S. demonstration squadron to perform in a communist country when they visited China. For 43 years, the Thunderbirds have been showing America its Air Force, displaying their talent in every state in the Union and 56 countries around the world. More than 285 million people have witnessed their breathtaking ability in more than 3,400 air demonstrations.
Well, I think the favorite part for me, unquestionably, will be meeting the people. The opportunity to travel around the United States and see different people in the different parts of our country, what a dream. What a dream come true for me. It's an opportunity that I'm really looking forward to and excited to do. The opportunity to do it as a Thunderbird is just another nice piece of fulfilling that dream.
Public affairs really is the mission of the Thunderbirds. We take the people and the planes that are in the Air Force today out to the taxpayers, show them what they're paying for in the way of weapon systems, and the people that they entrust to fly the airplane.
360 now. climb at 360. Stand by the brakes. Speed brakes down ready now. Left turn. 356. Thanks. A little more Paul.
The reason I wanted to become a Thunderbird is I was touched by the team, and I really want to go out and find the folks that maybe had not thought about the Air Force as a career and let them know, hey, this is a great way to make a living.
The highlight of the Thunderbird show, and the most spectacular maneuver of all, is the bomb burst to the crossover. This starts as a delta formation climbs and heads straight upwards into the sky. Then, with smoke generators going, the 4 aircraft break at the same altitude into 4 different directions. Thunderbird Solo enters again to perform the maximum climb. In seconds, his F-16 climbs from ground level to over 12,000 feet, demonstrating the tremendous thrust and rolling capabilities of the Fighting Falcon. This maneuver is one of the reasons the show aircraft are set to fly in full nose-down trim for the entire performance. Converging from the 4 points of the compass at a closure rate nearing 1,000 miles per hour, each of the 4 pilots must continuously and accurately compensate for winds and relative position by changing airspeed and direction as needed, all to arrive at show center at the same time. It's a fitting climax. Precision and power, surprise and delight, and more than the occasional mistiness in spectators' eyes.
First, I think a Thunderbird ought to be a role model. It ought to be someone that any age group can look at and say, that right there personifies what we deem as Air Force professionalism. And that's pure and simple. I think, secondly, it's someone that's going to demonstrate a caring, considerate attitude toward their fellow man. And that's what we have, and that's what I've seen since I've been here.
The real reason I wanted to become a Thunderbird pilot is because when I was young, 14, 15 years old, I had the opportunity to attend an air show at Hill Air Force Base near my home. And I had the opportunity to watch the Thunderbirds fly. And that is really the first time that I became interested in the Air Force.
As long as all Americans keep looking to the skies, the Thunderbirds will be there, showcasing the capabilities of American air power and the pride and professionalism of the 400,000 men and women who are charged with its responsibility.